about it as an American citizen, and I'm certainly concerned about it as a member of the Electoral College. So it's not just what the electors do, it's what the senators do in their confirmation stuff. So when all is said and done, let's get the information and talk about it.
When all is said and done, will you ever look at what happened in the election as a sign that Hillary Clinton didn't win it because Hillary Clinton botched it, because Hillary Clinton's message didn't resonate, period?
Well, I think that as I said before, when someone wins or loses an election, there isn't just one factor. Again, if 80,000 people
did Hillary Clinton make any mistakes at all?
Do we say that? Well, I've been complaining about mistakes that were made since the beginning. So do you want me to go back and talk about the comments I made on the record in the summer of 2015?
I might have missed that, Christine. Where did she botch it?
All right, let's start, I think, chronologically. Let's go back a year and a half ago. I thought that the Democratic National Committee officials who were trying to limit the number of presidential debates made a mistake, and I told them that.
That's fair.
Several times. I thought that, and said that publicly at the Democratic National Committee meeting in August of 2015, when we were fighting to have a very robust economic message, including the Fight for 15 resolution that I authored and that we passed.
That's fair.
I was hoping that we would have more opportunity to mobilize the grassroots around that message. Instead, that request fell on deaf ears.
All right,
I'm sure
so let's fast forward to the general election. To the general election. Any final verdict there where Hillary Clinton might have botched it? Some of the Bernie Sanders staffers were accused of taking some of the information off the voter files. You might remember that the response of the DNC was to cut the entire Sanders campaign off from taking a look at those records. In the general election, any comments on the? We're now in the general election. Any comments there?
You can't do that. That's the equivalent of the death penalty for a campaign the day before a debate. So there have been several times when
in the general election, one thing in the general election she botched. One thing, Christine, that she botched in the general election.
I felt that once we had come out of the convention and done very well, I thought that what we needed to do was to have a more robust cooperation to help the down-ticket races. I would have liked to have seen that. Like everybody else, I think that everybody else who was making calls to swing states, more phone calls, more presence by the candidate is better. And I haven't looked at all of the data, but what I see, and I don't fault Hillary Clinton for this per se, because she's receiving information from her analysts. But one of the things we're talking about as members of the Democratic National Committee, as we pick our new chair, is what was the targeting data? Did they understand the report that we gave to our congressional candidates in June that talked about where Trump had done well? There were three factors in common: stagnant wages from 2004 to 2014, industries shuttered or changed due to globalization or automation, and what they called white distress in the workplace. That is to say, a lower percentage of white men in the workplace. We were focused on that economic message with the House candidates very clearly.
To those affected groups than Hillary Clinton.
But I didn't feel that their targeting by the national campaign took that as much into account as perhaps they should have. And there is going to be an existential debate about that, I think, as we go forward, which is how do we reinforce the economic message we were talking about. Right before the Comey letter hit, Hillary came to San Francisco, and she got a standing ovation for talking about jobs, including modernizing the electric grid. Now, maybe that's something we only stand and cheer for here, but we talked about it.
Christine, but you were